Before we begin the video, this month's Christmas giveaway is a dueling grade saber from Solari. Stay tuned to the end of the video to figure out how you can enter to win this awesome Christmas present from me and Solari. And now, on with the video.
Now I understand why the saber came to me. It came to me so I could pass it to you.
I accept this sword for my sister, for my clan, and for all of Mandalore.
Obviously, this video will contain heavy spoilers for the entirety of Mandalorian Season 2.
It's yours now.
What is?
The Darksaber. It belongs to you.
The season finale for The Mandalorian Season 2 was an incredibly thorough wrap-up of all the plot points we've seen from The Mandalorian Season 1 as well as Season 2, both with the conflict between Moff Gideon as the big bad for the first two seasons, as well as the reclamation of the Darksaber, the child finding the Jedi, and all this crazy stuff. But there was one plot point that kind of stuck out to a lot of people, and that was the reclamation of the Darksaber not by Bo-Katan, but by the Mandalorian Din Djarin. In Chapter 11, we see that Bo-Katan wants the Darksaber so that she can seat a new Mandalore on the throne. While she doesn't specifically say that she wants to be the new Mandalore on the throne, Moff Gideon points out that that very well may be what she is going for, and her facial expressions and subtle acting throughout the episode hints to us very clearly that she is uncomfortable with the fact that the Darksaber was not claimed by her because Gideon did not surrender to her, but in fact surrendered to Din Djarin, which meant that there would now be the hints of a conflict going forward between Din Djarin and Bo-Katan. Of course, this caused many people to ask questions, since the way that Bo-Katan got the Darksaber in the first place was that it was given to her by Sabine Wren.
With your guidance, you have the wisdom of a ruler. There's no one I trust to wield the Darksaber more than you.
Sabine Wren tries to give Bo-Katan the Darksaber in Star Wars Rebels Season 3, but Bo-Katan declines the Darksaber at first, but eventually does accept and uses it to unite the Mandalorian people against the Empire and Clan Saxon, who is acting on the Empire's behalf among the Mandalorian clans.
I accept this sword for my sister.
She can't take it.
I accept this sword.
It must be won in battle.
Liar!
So this has gotten many people who are longtime fans of Star Wars and those who have seen the animated series to wonder, why can't she accept the Darksaber when that's literally how she got it the first time? Understanding the history of the Darksaber briefly, the Darksaber was crafted by the only named Mandalorian Jedi, Tar Vizsla, and was used by his descendants as a symbol of the right to rule over the Mandalorian people, similar to the way the helmet of Mandalore functioned in Legends. By holding the Darksaber, you proved that you were more worthy to take the Darksaber and you could rule over the Mandalorian people. Throughout the animated series, we see that only one person has ever actually claimed the Darksaber that way, that being the former Sith Lord, Maul. Maul beat Pre-Vizsla, the first scene holder of the Darksaber, in single combat and claimed the Darksaber and his right to rule over Mandalore. Ironically, Bo-Katan is actually one of the only people to not acknowledge that that gives him the right to rule over Mandalore, but that was a long time ago, both in-universe as well as in our world. After that, the Darksaber was stolen from Maul by Ezra Bridger, who gave it to Sabine Wren, and then Sabine Wren gave it to Bo-Katan, and it would appear that Moff Gideon stole it from Bo-Katan. So the question is, if the Darksaber can be given from one person to another, why are the rules suddenly changed? To some, it feels kind of like the no helmet rule from Season 1 all over again, where we've seen that this wasn't a rule before, so why is it suddenly a rule now? Well, I don't actually believe it is suddenly a new rule, and that there is actually a very good reason why Bo-Katan is unable, by code, creed, and honor, to accept the Darksaber from Din Djarin, and why him simply saying "I yield" and handing it over to her doesn't work. And it comes down to what the Darksaber signifies as a symbol of a Mandalorian ruler. The Mandalorians and their ancient traditions, not including the pacifist Mandalorians from Clone Wars, because they barely count, the Mandalorians believe that strength equals the right to rule, and if they are stronger than the empowered government, they have the obligation to challenge that established government in order to either A, prove that they are actually the ones worthy to rule and dismantle that government, or B, to prove to everyone that the government in place is actually worthy to rule since they were able to beat the Mandalorians. And in this way, the Mandalorians serve as a testing ground for strength and right to rule, right to protect, and right to wield authority. Among the Mandalorian people, the one who would rule above all of them had the title of Mandalore, which in their native tongue translated to sole ruler. And even though each individual clan functioned as its own sort of city-state style government, they all answered to the call of Mandalore whenever he made a call to war. And his word superseded that of the individual clan leaders. Because of the way the Mandalorians ranked certain values and traits, the Mandalore had to be the strongest and most capable warrior among the Mandalorian people, who were already expected to be an entire race of the strongest and most capable warriors in the galaxy. And as such, the Darksaber served as a sort of testing ground. If someone held the Darksaber, you could challenge them to single combat, and if you beat them, you could claim the Darksaber from them because you have proven that they were not as worthy to hold the Darksaber as you are, since you were the greatest warrior above them. Even under these rules, the Darksaber could be given to another as a sign of submission, to say that I hold the Darksaber, but my allegiance is owed to you, and I believe you are the one who is worthy to hold it. However, what makes Bo-Katan's situation different is that Bo-Katan was given the Darksaber, but more importantly was the way she lost the Darksaber. While Bo-Katan didn't claim the Darksaber in single combat, she did lose it in single combat, proving that she was not worthy to hold the Darksaber. And in order to become worthy again, she must prove that she is more capable a warrior than the person who stole it from her. And because that person yielded to someone else, they have not given Bo-Katan the opportunity to prove herself in single combat, thereby challenging her right to hold the Darksaber. Din Djarin, in fact, was the one to beat Moff Gideon in single combat, proving that he was a greater warrior than Moff Gideon. And Moff Gideon beat Bo-Katan in single combat, proving that he was a greater warrior than Bo-Katan. By extension, since Din Djarin was able to beat Moff Gideon, Din Djarin is therefore considered to be a more worthy warrior than Bo-Katan. Whether or not this is actually true, or it could just be a sort of rock, paper, scissors type sort of thing, we don't actually know, but it is clear that Bo-Katan has a glint in her eye that suggests that she feels the compulsive need to challenge Din Djarin in single combat for the right to hold the Darksaber and the right to rule as Mandalore. I believe that this will be a conflict going forward in Season 3, and that Season 3 will largely focus on the reclamation of the planet Mandalore. We finally have learned what happened to the planet Mandalore, and that is that the planet was glassed, an event that I'm going to be talking about in a future video, so be sure to stick around for that. Also, it is not too late to enter to win the Christmas giveaway. All you have to do is leave a comment here or another one of my videos telling me the name of the character that holds your favorite lightsaber, and you will have a chance to win one of these awesome combat sabers from Solari. Also, if you want an extra chance to win, go ahead and follow me and Solari on Twitter. In the very near future, I'm going to be posting a giveaway-related tweet, and you will be able to retweet that in order to have an extra chance of winning your very own combat-grade saber. In the meantime, though, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video, or if you learned absolutely nothing new, feel free to leave a thumbs down, completely guilt-free, because that tells me I'm not doing my job. But in the meantime, guys, as always, may the lore be with you, now and forever.